close the blinds. Oh, I'm praying you don't change your mind, cause leaving now just don't feel right. Let's do it one more time. All day I'm dancing in my living room, slave to the way you move. That's when I'm leaving you. Just dance in the living room, left with an attitude, drunk to it, ladies groove. Hey, we come dance in my living room, slave to the way you move. That's when I'm leaving you. Dance in the living room, left with an attitude, drunk.
All right, Riu Reggae, Jamaica. This hotel really needs no introduction if you know the Riu hotels. Yes, it's crazy. Yes, it's fun. Yes, it's the best time ever in terms of an all-inclusive resort in Jamaica. But for me, the shocking thing is that it was a lot better than what I expected, or I least expected it. This is Riu Reggae, Jamaica.
It's only you, and you know that it's real. So why would you fight? I try to deny the way that you feel. Oh, baby, care for me. Your body's got all good again. So stop pretending you're shy. Just come on and dance, 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 dance.
All right, Riu Reggae, the hotel I've been warming up for this entire trip, perhaps this entire year, maybe my entire life. I'm so excited to be here. When I was here over the weekend for the foam party, when I was staying at Palace, I got major Riu Republica vibes. And I'm definitely getting more of them now that I'm in the room. Same type of layout, style, motif, colors. This room, though, has a rather large and tall ceiling. In fact, I can't remember a dramatic ceiling like this in any Riu. Definitely makes it feel a lot more spacious. And this is the smallest base room of the three at these properties here. Listen, you've seen one Riu room, you've seen them all. The bathroom has a dual vanity, a decently sized shower. The king-size bed is relatively decent for a Riu, definitely an uptick from the one over at Riu Montego Bay. You got a balcony and some robes in the closet. Really the North Star, the pinnacle of any Riu hotel room is the minibar, especially the liquor dispenser. When you walk in the door, it's always fully stocked. Below it, you have the refrigerator, which has a couple different types of cervezas, Coca-Cola products, lots of different types of mixers, which go well with the dispenser up top. So yeah, listen, that's a Riu room. You've seen one, you've seen them all. You're not coming here for the room. You're coming here for the excitement, the energy, the enjoyment, and the experience. So I'm gonna digress. I'm gonna get tonight going. I'm gonna start this evening in a way that I rarely, if not have ever done. All right, back in the room after dinner at the buffet. I bet you never saw that one coming. I'm always keeping you on your toes. This buffet is almost as good as the one at Palace. It's right there. Just not quite the size of Palace, not quite the variety, and not quite the quality on a few items, but right there. So I am out the door. I grabbed my mobile camera. We're on the move. We're gonna keep things moving because tonight we're gonna check out the Jamaican show. Riu Reggae was a vibe last night. It was such a vibe. The way that everybody came out for the entertainment show last night reminded me so much of Riu Republica in Punta Cana. I think that this is the Jamaican Riu Republica. I hinted at that when I was over here the other day for the foam party. There's a foam party over at Riu Montego Bay in a couple hours. We're gonna go check that out. I actually stayed over there last week, so I'm gonna show you what those rooms are like as well, just in case you're back and forth between that property and this one. Tonight I got dinner at the best restaurant here, and then tomorrow night there's a party right here on the beach at Riu Reggae, and who knows what else. My last couple days and nights here at the Riu complex, I'm gonna take full advantage. It's time to get today started. All right, so the first pool is just a general pool kind of outside the buffet area. I like how it has the divider in it. It kind of turns one pool into two. It separates the swim up social area from kind of the general relaxing area. This is the main pool. It is where it all went down the other day for the foam party. That was pretty crazy. It's a little bit more subdued than that today, which is kind of surprising, especially based on the crowd from last night, but maybe everybody is over at Montego Bay gearing up for the foam party, or maybe everyone is just kind of making their way here. It's not 3 o'clock yet, and that's usually when the Riu crowd comes out in full force. I'm gonna enjoy my time here, have a couple of drinks, and then head over to Montego Bay for the foam party. Definitely a lot more subdued than I would have ever expected that pool to be. If you want to see what that pool is like full strength on the weekend, check out my Riu Palace video. That's a good indicator of that pool's potential. As of right now, I'm strolling into Montego Bay, but I'm the only one strolling in. I'm wondering if indeed there is a foam party over here, or maybe it was back over at Reggae, or is there one? At least I want to show you what the rooms are like. I did stay here before my stay at Riu Palace. I'll show those to you, and then we'll figure it out. All right, so I think I found it. I'm gonna follow them. They look like they know what they're doing. Let's go. Major update. So first of all, these psychedelic gasoline drinks is what I call them. Ended my night last night. I ended my night yesterday afternoon. I got to be careful what I wish for. I asked for drinks that were awesome, beautiful, delicious, and amazing, and that's what you get here. Like, the bartender legitimately said, top shelf. That's all I said when he gave them to me, and they were top shelf. They were gorgeous. Like, he put a lot of craftsmanship into them, and I made it over to the foam party at Montego Bay based off adrenaline and instinct alone. I lasted 90 minutes, as long as I could, and then I came back and it was lights out. Missed my dinner reservation at the best restaurant here. Pretty much missed my second to last evening. So you gotta be careful what you wish for. There are like some 120 proof, 140 proof rums floating around here, and they will put them in the drinks, which is not a bad thing. I just didn't expect it. So anyway, obviously I have not learned my lesson this morning. The foam party yesterday was different than the one that was here a couple days ago, which is great. You know, if it was just identical or a replica, that really wouldn't make any sense. It was smaller, it was more intimate. Because of that, it seemed like there was more energy and more chaos. At least it appeared that way. The rooms are definitely crisper, they're fresher, they're more modern. The hotel over there is larger. That's where the actual Riu party is on a Friday night. The only issue is that you are stuck over there. You don't get access to the other properties. When you're here at Reggae, you get access to Montego Bay, and then when you're at Palace, you get access to both. So just something to think about. Beach in the books. It turned out to be a pretty good day. I'll fill you in later, but the party just started here at the pool. Definitely a different vibe than yesterday. This is Riu Reggae. Let's check it out.
Not bad, not bad. What's the name of your brand? Man, Shadow High Five. Bam. One, three, go. On the carpet, go. Let's go, give a high five, bam!
So the beach it's decent. That's the best I can describe it. It's not breathtaking, it's not life-changing, it's not mesmerizing, but also not disappointing at all. If you want that quintessential Caribbean experience with the white sands, the radiating teal and turquoise waters, the Caribbean sunshine, the still bath-like warm water, it's gonna deliver. I liked how you could jump back and forth between the pool and the beach. The ebb and the flow is great, it's simple. You got the restaurants right behind it, and then you have the jerk stand right on the beach. Now that is an authentic and super cool Jamaican experience. What was most interesting for me was the pool. A stark contrast, pretty much a bipolar experience from what I had yesterday. The Riu entertainment team here is really special, and I've talked about that before, and I'll probably talk about it even more in the future, but they take a lot of pride on the quality of entertainment here, And I gotta say, for a Riu and just in general, it is top notch. If it wasn't for Cristal over at Jamaica Palace, Culinarium here at Reggae would have been the best Riu meal I've ever had. In fact, it's right there. The menu is similar. The food quality is similar. I actually like the ambiance better. It's not as Miami Vice, predictable, outdated as Cristal. It's fresh, modern, clean, white, bright, effervescent, cool. So the lobby is buzzing right now. Reggae is a vibe. When I left to dinner, this was pretty much vacant. Now there's barely a spot. I'm gonna try to jump in here, get a drink or two, and then I think the beach party is gonna happen. So the lobby bar, coincidentally, is also the 24-hour bar here at Riu Reggae. Typically, adult-only Riu properties have one 24-hour option. That's where you're gonna get your late-night drink, late-night coffee, early morning drink, early morning coffee, or basically a drink at any time of day or night. Finger foods as well. I always like it how Riu has at least one 24-hour option. This one is nice because it's the lobby bar, centrally located, really efficient, and also upscale and classy. Good drink selection. Three negatives, three positives. Let's get this show on the road. I got to get out of here. First of all, would be the size of the property in terms of a negative. Now, at the surface level, you may be questioning my logic or maybe even sanity. Compared to Riu Republica, for example, or any other marquee or staple Riu, especially a Riu of this price, Riu Republica has 7 or 8 pools, 7 or 8 restaurants, 7 or 8 bars, a nightclub. This Riu, just in terms of options, pales in comparison. Number 2 would be the restaurant reservation system. There is a reservation system, which I don't mind. I think it adds a little orderliness and organization to the usual first come, first served process. But when I got here on my first night, getting a reservation was impossible. It showed the restaurant's fully booked up, yet when I walked by, there was tons of space. And then I kind of experienced that last night at Culinarium. But yet when I walked in, I was one of the few patrons there. So I think the reservation system definitely needs some work. And lastly, the third negative would be the price. This is the second most expensive Riu I've ever stayed at. It's pushing $400 a night, and at that level, it really elevates it to the next echelon of hotels. The value is still there. I'll touch on that in just a moment. But the high price definitely detracts a little bit from the overall Riu experience, as well as the main reason for staying here, which is usually the affordability. But definitely not a deal breaker along with the other two, especially when you consider the positives. The first one is the fun. The festivities here are fantastic, whether it's the beach party at night, the foam party during the day, the crazy games at the pool, the entertainment shows. Riu puts a lot of emphasis and really focuses on the entertainment at these properties, and it shows. They take pride in it. It's all internally done. They're professional, they're polished. Not just for a Riu, but for any all-inclusive, the entertainment here is pretty spectacular. Number 2 would be the food. Again, you might think that I need to have my sanity checked this morning, but I can't believe I'm saying this. For a Riu, the food is incredible. For a Riu, and overall, the food is decent. Much better than both Royalton properties I stayed at in Punta Cana. Extremely enhanced over what I experienced at Barcelo. But the food here is not a thorn in your side. And between Culinarium and the buffet, if you can't find something decent to eat, there's not a problem with the food here, there's a problem with you. And then lastly would be the value. This is one of the more expensive Rius I've stayed at, but the value is still there, especially considering the uptick in food and uptick in entertainment and just overall vibe and experience of the property. Rius do a great job of over-delivering on price, and this one, although expensive, is still gonna live up to the Riu brand statement. So with all that being said, I'm gonna give Riu Reggae a 4. Just a little less than Riu Palace next door, and if you want the reggae experience, you can come over here pretty much anytime you want. So Riu Reggae is the most fun I've had in Jamaica up until this point, and although it might not score as high as some of the other hotels, it might be the #1 reason I would come back to Jamaica.